That was too weak. Good morning. There you go. Beautiful. Remember, we're being recorded, so that's a beautiful thing. And let me just get the broadcast started. We have a couple of different offices now, so we're in other locations, so we're gonna do our best to broadcast everything that we're doing, so they can also be a part of our meeting. Excited to see you guys, and we haven't seen each other in almost a month, right? But we're gonna start seeing each other on a more regular basis from now on. I don't know if you guys ever get the. I think some of you have already been through this. When you start something and you're extremely like excited, you're like a little kid, and then some little something happens, and you go, down the toilet it goes a little bit, and then you go back up again. I'm back up again. So just so you all know, I'm gonna be here a lot from now on. You guys are gonna get a little sick of me. So, but welcome to the kickoff meeting of month of October. I want to ask you guys something. Not just silence your phones, but please put them away. I know that some of the information, and especially when we have a guest, I want to ask you guys that try to keep away from texting or doing anything like that. It's just from a guest perspective, it's just a little disrespectful when you're texting or doing anything like that. Obviously, if you're taking notes with your phone or your iPad or your computer, you're good to go. But let's just try to keep it that way. I want to start up as we have been in the last couple of months with some good news. And I know some of you guys have some really good news. Don't give away any numbers for those of you that have the numbers in. But I want to start up and see who's got some news. Who wants to get us started? Everybody's looking up to you, man. Just get started. No?
Well, the good news is that Serenity is done. They don't have any properties anymore, but they opened the retreat.
You sold them all.
We sold them all, and
Gotta say
uh,
that.
and that's a good news. So if you have clients that wanted to buy in Serenity, so the retreat is a little like $5,000 more, but they're gonna have buy in the beginning of the community. So the perspective is that is gonna raise the prices every month or every a couple of months, and they already started to build the houses, and it's gonna be the same house as Serenity, the same floor plan and everything. I think that's the only new I have.
Thank you for sharing. Nobody else has any good news. You're kidding me, right? We got 25 people in the room, 24 people in the room. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So one's got some news.
Speaking of Serenity, Cecilia said that there was one house left in Serenity for 179.9 that fell through. So there's still one available as of Friday.
Who's gonna
So
sell it?
so you guys know.
Who's gonna sell it? Who's gonna sell it? Anybody else? No news? No news? Oh, come on, you guys are killing me. That's all right. We'll start up the next month with some more news. So I want to start off by introducing you guys some of the new teammates that I was speaking to Phaedra a couple minutes ago, and she was wondering who 50% of the room were because she didn't know them. Well, there's a lot of people that are starting with us, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that later on and the reason why we have some new faces. But I want to welcome the new teammates that we have right now. Kevin Lezama, did I spell that right? Okay, did I say that right? Lezama just started with us, over about a week ago, a week or two, and newly licensed as well. So want to welcome Kevin to the team. You see a big part of the big family, right? But this is just the beginning. And how do you guys like the setup? Is it better to do it in this room than the other one? A little bit? Good. All right. Awesome. I also want to welcome Ana Paula Pimentel, which she likes to be called Paula. So welcome, Paula, right back there. Good stuff. And we have a couple more, actually. And some of you guys might have already seen them around the office this week. He actually just started, and obviously it's a gorgeous, beautiful name. Diogo, welcome, Diogo. You guys will be, you're going to be hearing a little bit about what Diogo's going to be doing with us in just a few minutes. And obviously, just flew in from Brazil, moving back to Orlando, and she's been our partner for a while now and a friend for many, many years. Viviane Almeida as well. So, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you guys with us. There's no doubt about that. And I forgot, we keep raising our hands. The camera catches it. All right. So I want to give you guys start up with some of the news. How many of you guys are Flamenguistas here? So we got two. How many of you are Corinthianos? One? Or you get killed. São Paulinos? Okay, a couple more. Anybody else? What other teams? Orlando City, Santos. Well, anybody Fluminense? Anyone? Nobody from Fluminense? No. Well, that's actually it's a little it was funny. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little about this now, but well, if you don't belong to a team or anything like that, and may want to pick one, I have to pick mine, and this is gonna be my team from now on, Fluminense. There's a very good reason for this, I guarantee you that, and the reason is Dream's gonna be sponsoring the new soccer school that they're opening in Orlando, which is fantastic. We were just approached by them last week or the last couple of weeks, right? Bilardo's been helping me with the process, and we never actually. I know Corinthians opened a school, and there was a couple other teams that opened schools as well, but we were never approached by anyone. And they actually approached us a couple of weeks ago, and I asked them during the meeting. I said, "Why did you pick us?" And they said, "Well, very simply, because Fluminense gave us a list of companies in Orlando that they in different sections, obviously, of the market that they'd like to see on the shirts and as sponsors. And you guys were actually one of the top as far as the real estate companies. You guys were between the top two or three or something like that. And we decided to just offer it to you guys first. So I'm very excited about that. It's very very good news. So why do we want to be their partner? Like I said, Fluminense wasn't really my team, or I'm not really a big soccer fan, which I know it's a little crazy for for being a Brazilian, right? Everybody, it's funny how people just assume that because you're Brazilian, you're very good at soccer, you love soccer, right? You dance samba, and you can make a very good feijoada, right? Those are just some of the things that they do. But anyways, so I used to be São Paulino a little while ago, and then my grandfather was still alive, my dad's dad, he would say that you would not be able to eat at his house unless you were a Corintiano. So everybody, when you go to his house, you were not from São Paulo. You didn't actually cheer for São Paulo. You cheered for Corinthians, right? So I didn't really have a team. He passed away a couple years ago, and now I'm just gonna go with Fluminense. I think it kind of makes sense, right? Since we're sponsoring them. But why are we partnering up with them? It's not just because they obviously came up to us and gave us the opportunity, and I think it's great. But I like some of the facts that they gave us, which they have 9 million fans across Brazil. I don't know how it is compared to Flamengo or any of the other teams. Okay, 40. There you go. But one thing that you're gonna see over here that you're gonna really like, so that might make a difference. It's too bad. Flamengo had opened a school here, maybe we would have been, and I would have been a Flamenguista as well. But I don't know. 4 million in the state of Rio, 1.5 in the city of Rio. So I know for Bruno, anybody else from Rio? No, just Bruno. I know for Bruno, I know he's not, doesn't cheer for Fluminense. It's not his team, but that's a pretty good thing, to have Dream sponsoring a team, right? And 4 million of those, almost half of the fans across Brazil are from the state of Rio. They have a strong. This is what really got my attention: the A and B economic classes. So it's the high purchasing power classes, which is the one that we want to. Obviously, the people that are buying houses belong to those economic classes, and also the club with the highest purchase power fans and the highest online and digital presence in Brazil. So those are some of the facts that I really liked about partnering up with them. Also, some of the advertising advantages that we're going to have with them, because obviously you guys are going to see where we're going to be on the shirt and everything else as well, but we want to see what else they're going to be able to do for us, right? So we have banners in soccer field that we're going to have our logos. They're currently going to be using one of the schools, one of the soccer fields for one of the schools, the public schools, and I think it's actually right around the corner here. But eventually they're going to be building up their own what do you call it, their own facilities, exactly. So obviously our logos are going to be there regardless. So direct mail, newspaper, newsletter, online banner spaces in the soccer club school, magazine flyers and day game flyers, as well as media awareness in Brazil and US by press agents. Now we're also going to have space in training game and coach t-shirts. So this is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be very, very advantageous to us, but this is where we're going to be at, like right there. So they gave us four options, right? She already sent me an email like this, right? But she said, listen, if you don't want that one, you can take the little one over here, or the little one over here, or the little one in the back. I'm like, no, we want the big one. So obviously that comes with the price, right? It has a higher price tag. It's $800 a month. But the reason I'm showing this to you guys, and the cool thing is, obviously, because we're starting with them, once the 12-month contract is up, we have the first right of refusal. So obviously, we're going to keep going with them just because it's a good investment. But this is being done for you guys. I just want you to know that as well. It's the name of the company, but it's for you guys at the end of the day, okay? I guarantee you that the parents, when they see that there's a real estate company that's supporting, especially the parents that have their kids there, and they see that there's a real estate company supporting their school and making it work, they're gonna have us as one of their top choices as well. So I'm very excited about this. Very, very excited. All right, online media. Just so you understand, starting October 15th, We're gonna be. You guys have seen the new website, right? Everybody has seen the new website, or some of you that weren't here before didn't see the old site. So the new website is still changing a little bit. Okay, we're still. I'm gonna show you guys the difference, but we should be done by the end of this week with that. And Dream's actually gonna be investing about $2,000 a month. For the next 90 days, so that's $6,000, and this is between Google ads and Facebook ads and everything else as well. And once again, why are we investing this? Because we want to bring in leads for you guys. We want to make sure that everybody's busy, that everybody's got enough, that everybody's is getting those very high numbers. And in the end of remember, we have a very big goal, and we only have 3 months left. We're going to go through the numbers now. But we decided to do this investment, and we're going to see, obviously, the turnout. I'm sure it's going to be very good. But the more that we get, the more we're going to invest. So once again, this is for you guys, and we want to make sure that you go for it, okay? We just have to make sure that everybody's ready, okay? So we've been developing the last 3 weeks. You're going to see some of the things that we started doing. We've been developing a lot of new stuff. This is for you guys, training with certifications, with the Dream University. We're finally started creating the Dream University, which is going to be very cool. I'm very, very proud of it. But we got to make sure that you guys are ready. It's the whole point of, just like we've been talking ever since the beginning, if we flooded you guys with leads today, and some of you, well, I'm not going to say most of you, but some of you are not ready, what's going to happen? It's going to be a waste of money, right? Because the leads are going to go down the toilet. If they're working with 3 or 4 other agents, and the other agents are more knowledgeable, they have more tools, or they're doing something better, then you just lost it. Then we just wasted money. We don't want that happening. So that's the reason we're investing in this, and also in your education. As far as the Monday trainings, I'm going to be very, very present with you guys as well, so we get this going as fast as possible. So here's what we're going to have. We're going to have a full-time person, not from here. So he's actually from Brazil. He's one of our partners. But he's going to be managing our Facebook, Google, Twitter, and YouTube channel as well. Doing the posts, and at the right time, the right content. He's going to be developing the ads and everything else as well. We're going to have somebody doing the search engine optimization for the website. He's going to be doing all the content creation. The blog, now that we have the new website up and running, we're going to start having fresh blog content as well. Because that way you guys can post it on your, I know the blogs is not as good as Renato. Every time I think of blog, Renato comes to mind. But every time you have a post, you can just go on your Facebook page, copy the link, and then post it on there. It's kind of like if it was your own, because you work with Dream anyways, right? So out of that $2,750 alone are going to go on Google ads, and $500 in Facebook ads. So every month we're going to have that going as well, okay? This is what the new website looks like. So one of the things, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about it. Right now, as you can see, you can't really, we don't really have, this is not our page, okay? Now that we're a franchise, and we're up to the 7th, I think, altogether, 7th or 8th, we have a main page, which is dreamproperties.com, right? So we have to be fair to all the franchisees, to where when somebody goes to Dream Properties, they don't actually go to our page. They have to go search. Are they looking for Windermere? They're looking for Orlando. What are they looking for? Now, obviously, all the advertising I just told you guys about, the $2,000 we're going to be investing a month, is going to be targeted towards our franchise. Okay, we're one of the franchises. So this is the main page you see right now. Once you type it in, you type in the city, the state, or the zip code. Obviously, you have the version in English as well. The page goes down a little bit, and then it shows you a list of the franchises. So if they type in Dr. Phillips, Bellardo's franchise is going to show at the top. If they type in Winter Park, Fabio is going to be Fabio franchise is going to be there as well. Which, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, Viviani actually just moved back from Brazil, and she's actually the one that's going to be helping out Fabio with the Winter Park franchise over there. So, thank you for that. The new website. All right, so the franchise website, this is what it looks now, okay? Now, what we're doing is we've been doing a little test, right? If you guys could remember, one of the things that we didn't have when we first launched the website is we didn't have the top portion, right? So people didn't know where to go, right? We wanted to find out if people would click on the arrow, if they would just be a little lost, if they would click on the cloud, which wouldn't do anything. It just basically refreshes the page and brings it back over here. So we made a couple of changes. If you click on the cloud now on the logo, it actually takes you to the actual website, all right? We added the menu up top. Now we're all measuring this with the Google statistics and everything else as well, so this is working a lot better. The one thing that we're gonna try, just remember, to me, we always want to be very active, right? We never want to be reactive, never very passive. So what Mauricio's finishing up, and that's the reason I told you it's not completely done yet, is this is what the page is gonna look now, okay? Probably starting this week. And I don't know yet if we're gonna keep the menu, because remember, when the person gets on the website, what's the very first thing that I want them to do? And I want them to focus on that thing. So when we're looking at the other one that I showed you guys, which is this one over here, there is no menu. Because what do we want them to do? We don't to search something, right? Orlando, Florida, Disney, whatever. Whatever they type in, the website's gonna drop. So they're gonna see something, right? So when this is developed, I'm gonna leave this up for like a couple of weeks so we can test it. All right. Mauricio's gonna get all the information, obviously, and then we're gonna take the menu off again, and then we're just gonna leave this because this is what we want. We want their name, we want their email address. Okay. So we want to be very, very proactive as far as getting leads in, right? So we're gonna see how it works. If we see that it dropped, the rate of people clicking or whatever dropped, then we're gonna put the menu back on. The reason I want to take it off is just because it looks a lot cleaner, and we want them to take action on this spot over here. Okay. All right. So we're a franchise, like I told you guys. Going forward, everything we do as far as using our website links, such as advertisement, business cards, etc., will be at dreamproperties.com/millennia, and this is for now. Okay. We have separated two areas, which is Lake Nona in this one so far. This one for obvious reasons because we're still here, and Lake Nona because that's where we want our the home office to be at. So eventually we're going to sell this area, this territory, and then sell with this office and everything else and build a Lake Nona. I'm not sure yet when that's going to happen or if it's 100% sure. But for now, if you're going to do a logo on your email blast or whatever, just make sure that the link behind that logo says dreamproperties.com/millennia. Otherwise, it's going to go to the main website and they might go to someone else's website. Make sense? All right. So online media. Remember we talked about this last month, I think it was, right? We need, with everything that we do, and obviously this applies to online media as well, is we need to plan, we need to schedule, and we need to execute it so we can get the results, right? With the franchises, are no different. So we're actually very proud to say that we just opened our first franchise in Brazil, which launches in two weeks actually. So we're very, very proud of that. And we're very, very excited about this for a variety of reasons, but not just because it's the very first franchise in Brazil. It's actually our hometown, but because of the people that are with us in the franchise. They're very, very aggressive as far as I'm not going to try to save a little money, kind of like what we did with this office. We're not going to try to save as much as we can, and with you guys can see the office and the computers and everything else. They want to put in as much effort and money as they can to make it look really good. So one of the things that they're doing this month, next month actually, they're doing their grand opening, which is going to be a VIP event on November 18th. We're actually just talking to Juliana as well, and let's see if we can make it, if she can make it down there. And we're looking to sending somebody down there from our office as well. But they're spending about $7,000 just so you have an idea on this event. So it's a pretty big deal. And I'm negotiating with Park Square to see if we can get them and just kind of push their, because Park Square has been working really, really good with us. Everybody has, but Park Square has gone above and beyond. So these are some of the people that are going to be covering the event. That's where the event's going to be. They're going to have the Mercedes-Benz there. There's a TV channel, the newspaper. So it's going to be pretty cool. And everything that they do, obviously, we're going to use it over here as well, right, for advertising. So if we're doing an email blast and the client hasn't heard from us in a week, listen, we just send them a blast, an email blast that says, listen, we just launched the first franchise. Here's what it looks like a little bit, okay? So some of the updates. You guys know that this month, last month actually, we merged from Dropbox to Google Drive. Is there anybody that hasn't done so yet? How many people? 1, 2? Is that it? Everybody else good? Did you guys all get the video that I put together? Was it fairly easy to understand? I mean, it's really simple, right? So one of the things that those of you guys, I think there's only 2 of you that haven't done yet, you need to do this as soon as possible, just because it's a very easy merger. That's all. You don't have to take anything unless it's personal from your Dropbox to your Google Drive. All you have to do is just accept what I already shared with you, and everything is already updated. So if you haven't done it yet, on Monday, I think this coming Monday, we're probably going to work on this with those of you that are needing some help, even if you have already merged, and also the Money Corp setup, Paco. So if you could take some notes for me, I'd appreciate it. All right. With the updates, has everybody got their e-signatures? Everybody that has ordered them? How many of you haven't? Okay, but those are the new ones that we just ordered, right? Well, I know Paco has been a while, so we got to... If you haven't got your e-signatures yet, for now, make sure that you get with Juan. We're going to be changing some of these things around, some of the news that I want to share with you guys. But get with Juan and make sure that you get this done. I need everybody using those signatures. We don't want to see that ugly, black signature in the bottom, just because this make it a lot better. Name tags, same thing. I think the majority of you that have ordered have got your name tags. If you haven't, get with Juan for now, and we'll make sure to get that done for you guys. All right. One of the things that we covered, I'm going to go through some of the slides that we covered last month, but just so, because things are still coming up during the month, and I'm hearing from our partners or maybe from even the lawyers, the clients saying to the lawyers, listen, that's not what my realtor told me, and the realtor was from Dream. I'm not going to mention any names, but let's just make sure that we only speak about what we're licensed. This could be a very, very big liability for you and for us as well. Okay, but Lardo was saying earlier today when I overheard you guys that when the client is talking about the franchising and the opportunity and all of that, he starts asking immigration questions. The first thing he says, "Listen, I'm not an immigration lawyer, attorney. I'm gonna get you in touch with them, but I'm gonna make sure you speak to the right person." They ask about designs. Don't talk to them about designs. Just I mean, designs is not the license, but you don't want to be selling the design. Let the girls do it. You don't want to be selling the financing or the company or the LLCs or the no, none of that. Say, listen, here's the information. I can give you the basic information, but we have specific people that handle those departments for a reason. Get with the girls. I guarantee you it's going to be much, much better than you trying to explain it to them because you might give them wrong information as well. So a couple of things I want to remind you guys as well. When it comes to Dream Designs and Dream Solutions, make sure that you get the client in touch with them as soon as the sale is made, okay? We've developed systems, which we're going to be talking about, to where they're going to be in constant contact with the client. So even if that home is not going to be built for a year, you get them in touch with them today. They're going to send an email just introducing them, and then they're going to set it up on their Wise agent to get in touch with the client 90 days before the process is over, okay? And they've gotten very, very good at this. Updating spreadsheet in Google Drive folder. I was speaking to Juan yesterday, and one of the things that I really, like I said, I've been asking you guys for your help this whole time, but when the email goes out, Juan's still going to be doing the numbers, so we're going to be talking about what Juan's going to be doing, what Paco's going to be doing. We have different things that are different people that are helping us out now. But one of the things that I noticed is that an email is sent out, and an email is not read, and then somebody comes in and says, hey, listen, I want to find out about this. And we say, listen, we just sent you an email about this a week ago. Oh, but I didn't have time to read it. Well, what do you mean you didn't have time to read it? Take 2 minutes to read it. We haven't been sending any long emails. They've been very short. You just have to open them up and read them. It makes it very easy. But what I'm saying is when Juan's sending out the information and he says, listen, I have to have the numbers to Diogo by the end of the month, by the last Friday of the month, make sure that you guys are, whenever he sends the email, update your spreadsheets and your folders. But Renato did this month, and I thought it was awesome, right? He sent Juan and said, Juan, here's my numbers, right? He updated everything, but he still said, here are my numbers. And I thought that was pretty cool. So send them a reply. Even if you haven't had any results, just say, listen, didn't have any results this month, but just to report it back to you. Give them some feedback. These guys are working very hard to help you guys with everything they possibly can, but it's just a little tough when you give, and you don't get anything back. Would you agree? Okay. So make sure that you review the HUD and the contracts to avoid any issues. This is going to get so much better now with everything that we have going forward. Not even funny. So look at that. Weekly trainings are every Monday from 10 to 12, and obviously here at the Dream Properties. Please RSVP. Okay, if you're not coming, even if you're not coming to training, that's okay. Email goes out, say I won't be able to make it. Just reply it. That's all we want you. It's just communication. Say I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm going to be able to make it. That way we have enough materials for everybody, and we're all on the same page as well. All right, so you guys ready for the champion of the month? Everybody loves the picture. I think I got to get a new one. But anybody, any guesses? No guesses? Because I know two people have been fighting. I mean, everybody's been fighting very hard, but I know two have just been like this. You know, every month, like, oh, I just got an extra sale. I know I got another one. So it's very, very awesome. But all right, our champion of the month is our friend Renato Alves with $1.8 million. I want you guys to keep the perspective on this thing because you got to think about this. The majority of agents, once again, and I keep telling you guys this over and over, the majority of agents do not reach $1 million in a year. We're talking about $1.8 million in a month. And this is what, 5 homes? 5 transactions? 6 transactions. Now it's funny because when I'm talking to other people about our numbers, you know, other agents, so when we're trying to, obviously we want to recruit them, we want to bring them in, when we give them our numbers as a group, they're like, well, yeah, but I mean, what's the price tag on the homes you guys are selling? And I'm like, 150, 250, 400,000, because they're thinking we're selling $1 million homes, and that's why our volume is so big. Renato shared something with me last month, that I could not believe it, and I put it up here so you guys could see it, and you'll understand why I'm saying this, all right? So, champion of the month, Renato. Parking spot for another month. I think, you know, I don't know, but I'm trying to decide if I should put his name on there. Exactly. So I want to see everybody doing that. And like I said, it's not because Renato's better than anybody. Yes, he has the blog, which is, I mean, 100,000 visitors helps, right? I think that's obviously a very good tool. But he started it a while back. It didn't just happen like this. And every single one of you, with every single thing, every single tool that we're going to be giving you guys, can make that happen as well. But in the end of the day, is how much activity are you having to generate the results? I was on a conference call this morning that they were talking about this is his specific business, but said, listen, for every 10 people I talk to, one of them buys. And that's kind of our perspective as well, right? Or our numbers. For every 10 people you talk to, one or two are going to buy. 5 or 6 are going to be curious about it. You're going to talk to 10. 5 or 6 are going to go a little further, but really one or two are going to buy, if that many, right? So if we don't go through the numbers, we never reach them. Go through enough no's, you get the yes. So congratulations. That's very awesome. Proud of you. Runner up as well. We always have the champion of the month and the runner up. Any guesses? Next month, Bruno. Next month. But Umberto at almost 1.1 million. So congratulations. So awesome. Very, very excited for you guys. Very proud of you. Actually, if you guys want to pass these out now, you can. Just keep two. If you're obviously if you have two people, you can keep a couple. I think I made enough copies. I made 24 of them, so it should be good. All right, so let's go to the monthly results. Oh, that didn't work out very. Oh, it did work out. So we got Rodrigo at 229.9. We got Marcio at 424. We have Umberto at almost 1.1, and we have Renato at almost 1.9 million dollars for a total of 3.6 million dollars for the month. Very, very proud of you guys. Congratulations. Very cool. Now we just ended the quarter. You guys understand that this is the last quarter of the year, right? We have 3 months left. We want to find out how we're gonna do it, right? Now we have a big goal. You guys will see it, and I know we can reach it. I know you can reach it based on what I'm just gonna give you right now. So let's go over the quarterly results. We got Veronica at 180, Newton at 205, Rodrigo at 229, Carol at 302, Marcio at 424, Raquel at 450, Renato at 4.1 million, and you got Umberto at $6 million in 3 months. 3 months. Now I know this is horrible because we get paid almost 10% commission on this stuff, you know? Very bad, right? Horrible. I know, I know. Quarterly results, $12 million. Congratulations. This is beautiful. And you'll understand why I'm emphasizing this so much. Okay, you'll understand this in just a couple of seconds. Now, year-to-date results. This is what's impressive. So we got Elida at 170, Fiadra 188, Newton at 205, Rodrigo 229, Veronica 572, Marcio at 818, almost at the million, Raquel at 894. It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more to reach that million. Talita at 1.2, got Carol at 1.5, Mauricio at 1.6, Bruno at 2.1, kicking butt, awesome. Renato at $7.1 million, and Umberto at $11.3 million. How crazy is this? Go find another job that's going to do this. I mean, really. I mean, it's really not a job. It's more of a lifestyle, right? But, I mean, find another one. I know Renato, I already told you guys the story, but Renato finished school. We started a little design business together. And then one day he comes up, 2 months later, I think. He comes up to me and says, hey, Diogo, I don't think I want to design homes anymore. I think I want to sell houses. I'm like, really? I wonder why. And this is his fourth bachelor degree, third or fourth? Third, right? So he said, this time I'm really going to do the design because I love it. But it's just the money is a little bit better on this side, right? So it's a little less work and a little better, I think. So ready for the results? $28 million for the year. That's awesome. Congratulations. This is perfect. And listen, imagine this. This is without us applying anything that we're going to talk about or anything that we have already talked about. This is very impressive. I'm going to talk. It's on here. You think I would forget about that? I was up until midnight doing this yesterday because I wanted to make sure everything went in. All right, so same thing as we're going to do this every month, all right? And I want you to tell me what describes you right now. And listen, if you're on this side over here and you're doing the activity, then don't feel this way. But if you're not doing the activity, you should absolutely be feeling this way. You understand why, right? If we don't get the activity going, how do we expect to get results? There's no point, right? The people that are getting results that are looking like this, I don't know which one you guys are, but yeah, I'm sure you feel something like this, right? They have a lot of activity going on. They're going through a lot of no's to get the yeses, but they're not waiting. They're not allowing the no's to hold them back. That's the biggest thing. Okay, so how sure are you that you are not only at the right place and the right time, which is always good, but also with the right team? Now I'm going to show you what you were talking about. So Renato shared this with me last month, and I thought it was extremely impressive. There was a something that came up. I don't know if it was a magazine in Brazil or online or something like that, but it was an article about one of the real estate companies here in Orlando, right? The article read, "Brazilian entrepreneurs profit millions in the U.S. real estate market." There's the name of the actual ad right there. So the name of this company is Victoria Realty. They've been in business for 20 years. They have a group of multiple companies like we do. No, I don't think they have the vacation, the management, and all that, which we don't. But they have a group of companies. Now they're projecting their best year yet in sales. How many years have they been in business? 20 years. They're projecting their best year in sales this year in 20 years of $16 million. How long have they been in business? What is their projection? I'm gonna go back because I remember some of you guys still didn't understand it. How sure are you that you are not only at the right place and the right time, but also with the right team? On a scale from 0 to 10. I'm not talking about Dream, the company. I'm talking about the team, you guys. This is crazy, crazy stuff. But this is the norm. The cool thing about our team is, our family, is that we're out of the norm. I mean, we're way past the norm. We're the crazy ones out there, and it's okay. I love it. I love it, and let me tell you why I love it. Now, obviously, I'm going to tell you about a little company called Dream Properties that's been in business for 10 months. They also has a group of multiple companies and projecting their first year of sales of $50 million. Now, listen. You can say that, oh, but we're projecting $50 million. Yeah, but in 10 months, we're at 28 million. What did we do this last quarter? Does anybody remember off the top of your head? $12 million. Do you honestly think that we cannot get another 22 million in 3 months with everything? Remember, we haven't been doing advertising, we haven't been doing marketing, we haven't been doing nothing. We have an ad on the magazine, and that's about it. Do you honestly believe that if everybody just, puts the effort in, and do you think we can't reach $50 million by the end of the year? I think we go past it. But 50, I'm just setting the bar a little low. Because next year is when the fun really begins, right? Is that cool? You guys like it? Awesome. Good. Especially the new ones. I'm looking at your face and you're like, that's pretty cool. All right. So in the end of the day, you get to decide. We talked about this already as well. You need to be clear on what's missing in your life for business. Are you planning, and are you having accountability? Now, have you guys noticed that you're sitting in pairs? One of the things that we started implementing last month, not last month, the last few months, is groups, right? We started trying to create the groups. But a few things that I noticed, and everything is about trial and error, right? So we try it. If it doesn't work, we just go a different route. Real simple. One of the things that I've noticed with the courses that I'm doing is we never do things in group. Not never. We sometimes do things in groups, but normally on a day-to-day basis or a weekly basis, we do things in twos. Because it's a lot easier to communicate. It's a lot easier to set up a time. You don't have 6 people that you have to try to match their schedule. It's a lot easier, right? So one of the biggest reasons you guys are sitting in twos right now, it doesn't mean that the person you're sitting next to is your accountability partner, but we're going to be working like that from now on, okay? And I'm going to show you guys a little more in the next couple of weeks how we're going to be doing it. So remember, there are 3 steps, right? Plan it. So what's the plan? You need to know what it is, all right? Schedule it, and then execute it. And I know those of you guys that have been doing this have already told me this last month how much it's changed for you. And you've just started it. So imagine when you start getting into details and really being proactive about that, and not just, listen, the schedule's going to change. We all know. I mean, if you look at my schedule, it's crazy. Those of you that have seen it, it's like this colorful, beautiful thing. Does it mean that I follow this 100% of the time? Of course not. I was supposed to go to the gym 6 times a week. I don't. I go 2. Okay, I try to, but it's on my schedule. But stuff comes up, right? Life happens. Family stuff come up. Emergencies. So it's just about, do you know what you're supposed to do? Now, you're supposed to do it, but do you know what you're supposed to do? Make sense? All right. So once again, plan, schedule, execute. You're gonna get the results. There's no point. There's no doubt about that. What is your current success story? And I know just because of the time, I know a lot of you guys have some success stories that you've shared with me, and I wanna do a little synopsis next month and just kind of show you guys. Those of you that have had it with the stuff that we've been talking about, and I know some of you have in this room, let's sit down and just give me a little synopsis, or send me an email, just saying, listen, this is how much it's changed since I started applying it. Because it does change. It's not because of Diogo. It's not because of the company. This is for you guys. This is just tools that we're learning and bringing it back to you. That's all it is. Nothing crazy. All right. So new roles. All right. As some of you guys know, Juan has been doing a phenomenal job. Great job. How long have you when did you get promoted? What, 2 months, 3 months ago? June, right? Why did Juan get promoted? Does anybody have any idea? Because because he's got the jersey on. I mean, you can see it on his shirt. Look back there. Get up for a second. He's got the name tag on one side. He's got the Dream logo on the. I mean, talk about. I mean, look at his car. He's got the cloud on the car. Talk about the guy that really wears the jersey. Okay. Not only outside, of course, outside, inside, everything. He's passionate about it. Okay, he really bought into the vision, and that's one of the things that I told you guys. We all go through this, right? It's up and downs. But one of the reasons that really got me back all the way up, and I'm so excited about the stuff that we're gonna be doing, is because of people like Juan and people like yourselves, Sasol, that are showing me that, like, man, this is the opportunity of my life. This is awesome. I don't want to. I mean, I'm still gonna do the designs on the side, but I'm not gonna depend on the design. I'm making so much money doing this. So that's the type of stuff. I love it. I love it. And I thank you very much for that. But it's been a lot on his plate, okay? He doesn't have the background. He's got the background of a leader. He was a chief. Those of you that don't know, he was a chief at the fire department. He retired at age 50. That was 2 years ago, right? Retired at 50. And 2 years later said, I want to start over. Where am I going to start? I already do a little investing. He's got multiple properties. Let me start with the real estate. So that's very cool. Now, it was a lot on his plate. He doesn't have the technology background. He doesn't have a bunch of other stuff. But he's a leader. That's what I needed, right? Exactly. Just willing to learn. He's very willing to learn, and he does. It doesn't matter how long it takes or how hard it is. He'll never give up. That's the cool thing about it. And I don't forget Bellardo telling me one day. So you're very lucky to have Juan. You remember a few months ago when he told me that? You're very lucky to have Juan with you, and every single one of you guys as well. But what we want to do is remember when we brought Juan was because of his leadership and how he really wore the jersey, right? I want to sit down with each and every one of you, and I have been doing this in the last month with some of you already, that whatever you're best at, I want your help. If you're willing to help, I want it. We want it. We want you to be more of a part of it than you are right now. A lot of you, Paco went around, and I thank you for that as well. He went around doing survey with you guys, right? A lot of you he's still meeting with this week. We got to be done by the end of the week, by the way. And I spoke to some of you guys yesterday, but one of the biggest things, and I knew this, but it was kind of like, something holding you back. One of the biggest things is, what are you missing? What are some of the things that you think we should have? So everybody gave a bunch of very good suggestions, and that's how we're putting it together. But one of the things that Paco brought to me is that, like, we don't see Diogo. I mean, he was so involved before, he was so connected, and now he's just like here and there, and it's just, and it really got me, but he got me in a good way. Because I want to be there for you guys. I want you to know that I'm there for you no matter what. So that's one of the things that's going to be changing. I appreciate you doing that as well, Paco. Juan is going to be taking care, as the business director, he's going to be taking care of bringing in new communities. When we have new partners, he's going to be talking to them. He's also still going to be taking care of the numbers. But now we're going to take some off his plate because he's already showed me that he can do it. But we need a team, right, Juan? We need a team around us. We can't do everything on our own. So we are actually bringing in Paco, which is our coach and director. He's welcome, Paco. So he's going to be, and once again, why Paco? Because Paco, throughout these months, has been helping me a lot as well. And he's been saying, Diogo, I want to help. How can I help? What can I do? And I'm like, well, if I have somebody that's so willing to do it, why not, right? So he's going to, especially with the new associates, when we're done, Renato and I are developing a program I want to talk to you guys about in just a few minutes. But he's going to be guiding, helping, because the coach doesn't tell you what to do. You already have the answer. He's just going to be there to be accountable to you. That's what he's going to be doing. But he's going to be helping you guys a whole lot, all of you, not just the new people. Umberto, as you already know, he's our partnership director. Everybody's getting the director, names now. Got to put that on the card. I just thought it would be cool to do that. Yeah, so diretoria. Exactly. But we're developing a leadership team. That's what we're doing in the end of the day. And listen, if everybody's going to be part of the leadership team, love it because there's always new people coming in, right? That's the whole goal. Diogo, you still don't have your professional picture. I had to get one from Mardi Gras, I think it is, or hopefully it's Mardi Gras, and that's not. And that's not what you wear on a daily basis, which I'm thinking it's not, but you know. But anyways, that was the pic that I found on Facebook. You're by yourself. We got our educational director as well, which is Renato. Now listen, let me just say, why Diogo? Because he has the expertise that we need. He's going to be here full time dealing with our finances. He's going to be saying, listen, this is where we're at. This is where we're at last month. This is where we should be at this coming month. How can we make that happen? It's going to be so much better. You don't even know it. Why Renato? Renato's a teacher. I mean, he loves teaching. He loves educating. Has he helped a few of you guys? A couple of you? Just a couple of you, right? No, I know most of you, right? So I asked his help. I said, would you help me do this? Because I know Diogo thinks a little too crazy. Diogo talks a little too fast. I understand it. This Diogo, okay? Because now we have Diogo 1, Diogo 2, Diogo E, all right? But so I need a little filter between me and everything else that's done. And Renato has said, you know, why not? Let's get this thing done. And we have our marketing events director, which is Sandina. So congratulations as well. Now, once again, why Sandy? Well, I don't know those of you if everybody knows Sandy, but I mean the background that she has. She has a programming, her own TV program in Brazil, right? She's got I don't know how many 5,000 fans on the page or whatever it is, friends or whatever. But she's very good. She likes the events. She likes the organization. So when I was putting it together, I said, well, who do you think could I count that I wouldn't have this on my plate or anyone else's plate that can't have this right now? Who? And I asked her. She said, of course, I'd love to do it. Right? So that's awesome. So thank you. Thank you very much to all of you guys because this is our leadership, our initial leadership team. Now I want to sit down with everybody else and find out if you would like to help us as well. Because we grow, you grow. It's simple as that, right? It's a team effort. So, all right. So transaction coordinator, which are new girls over here, Christiane and Denise. Those we already talked about this last month, but they weren't here, I think. Were you? No. Okay. So remember I was telling you guys that we're going to make this as an optional thing. Listen, it's not going to be optional. This is how we're going to be doing business from now on. You know why? How cool would it be for you as a realtor, to be selling $11 million in the last 10 months and not taking care of, 80% of the paperwork that's in the middle. Just literally selling the home, doing a few follow-ups with the client, and then picking up your check. How cool would that be? And you pay $250 in the end of the day. They get paid by us, and you guys get a $250 deduction on their commission. Would it be pretty cool? Because you have more time to sell, which is what makes you money, right? And you have someone else taking care of the paperwork. Now, it's not just because of that. We cannot afford any more errors. You understand that? Our insurance goes up. We have liabilities. We have sues. We have everything else. And I'm not going to allow it anymore. Because, and I understand we're all learning. It's all very new to everybody. But we can't have that anymore. Okay? It's very, very serious. When you missed a little something over there, well, the little something could cause somebody to sue us. So if that happens now, it's going to fall on them. Because they're going to need to make sure that everything is good. But you know what the good news is? They're awesome with it. They're very good about that. They're very meticulous about everything. So here's the process. You sell, get them in touch with the coordinator. We close, you pick up the check, and you have a happy client. Right? The goal is not the check. The goal is to have a happy client. I was talking to my wife the other day, and I said, it's wonderful that we're doing all this business, but in the end of the day, is the client really happy? I mean, are we happy? You know you have a happy client when you can get a testimonial, right? And I keep asking, when people that I talk to, I ask, could you get a testimony from this client? And I talk to her even. Well, not really, because we did our part, but it's just that there's so many pieces involved in this. I'm like, well, let's create a system that actually makes it work. It makes it better. We're always in touch with the client. The client's always updated. How do we make this better? So we created a little system I'm going to share with you guys, and that's why I have Daniela, Anna, and Alexandra. Oh, I'm sorry, right here. That's why we have the three of them here, because I'm going to show you how it is to implement systems, and that's what we're doing with the transaction coordinators. Chill, okay? I know you guys started doing this when I said, about the. No, don't worry about that. It's not that bad. All right, so the progress. Step-by-step follow-up program. They have 13 emails that they're going to be having from beginning to end. All the emails are written. I spent 2 weeks creating this for them and for you guys as well. Yours, I'm almost done, okay, for the realtor side. But between the beginning of transaction and the end, between the clients and you guys, and you're going to be copied on all the emails and all that, there's 13 emails. The realtor's copied on all of them. There's 64 pieces of information during a transaction. How many of you knew this? I sent the spreadsheet to Renato, and Renato, because Renato, my dad, and obviously a couple other people, and Renato told me, I asked him, am I missing anything? Because I haven't sold anything since October of last year, right? He said there's stuff in there that I didn't even think about. There are a lot of steps. So how cool, once again, how cool would it be for you to just focus on selling? That's it. You get good at selling. You give it to them. They process it, keep you in the loop, help you. Obviously, you're still going to be participating. Okay, it's not like here, hand it to them and then let me just pay you $250 and collect, 10,000. It doesn't work that way. But for the most of 80% of the work is going to be taken off your hands. But how cool would it be? Constant communication and updates as well. Now, here are the tools you're going to be using. Anybody familiar with them? Google Drive, Wise Agent, right? Here are the emails. Everything is written for them. I sent it to them this weekend. They said, love it. Everything is done. I mean, we have to follow the system. That's all we have to do in the end of the day. Look at their tracker. I couldn't even put up the whole thing so you guys could see it, but look at their tracker. You guys have one, but yours is like a third of the size as realtors, okay? That's what I'm saying. Now, this is their job. I need you guys to be very clear about this. Their job is to guide you and your client in every step of the way, so you never miss a deadline and look like a fool to your client and partners. Now, it doesn't matter if it's your first property. My first property, my client didn't know it was my first property because I studied and I treated it like it was my 20th property or I had already sold hundreds of them. You understand? Your client doesn't know it. So if you don't show it, you're good. You focus on selling, on presentation, let them take care of the work. Make sense? In other words, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. We already know that. Now, they'll get paid per transaction closed like I told you guys. They're going to be getting paid 2.5% of our commission. Doesn't come out of your commission. And you have a $250 flat fee that you pay them. Fair? Is it fair? Yes? Anybody that thinks it's not fair? Too much money? No? Okay. Good. Now, the cool thing about them is they're going to have 22 realtors that they're going to be doing this for. So it adds up for them as well. It's pretty cool. And in the end of the day, you're going to see how worth it is. Okay? Now, they'll take care of all the transactions, big or small, starting October 1st. So they're going to be getting together with you guys and gathering some information and sitting down with you, understanding where their clients are. And that's the way it's going to work. So what does this mean to you? More time, flexibility, sales, and money, and less worry, headache, work, and peace of mind as well. We have two coordinators, like I told you, Denise and Christiani. Denise is the one that's going to be on the emails. And see, I changed the pictures now. You guys have the new pictures. That's good. Denise is the one that's going to be more as far as the emails because Chris is already on the financing part. So we don't want them saying, okay, so you're taking care of the coordination but behind the scenes, it's going to be the two of them, okay? Just so you understand it. Now, how will it work? Realtors will go through the sales process, which is the one that I'm finalizing now, and provide coordinators everything they need to make the transaction happen the correct way. Coordinators will assist realtors and clients to have a stress and hassle-free transaction. Isn't that what we want? We want to get paid, but we want to have a transaction that's just easy and hassle-free. That's what your clients want as well in the end of the day. Now, they're here to help you, not do everything for you. So when they ask you for a piece of information, because it's your job as a real estate agent, then make sure you just get it to them. And another thing is they'll be in touch with the client and people involved in the transaction constantly. And very important, they're not your personal assistant. Your transaction coordinators. So don't, hey, could you just call this person for me? Because I don't know, I don't want to deal with this client. No, that's your job. They're here to help you and support you, not do things for you, all the time. Make sense? Once again, sell, coordinator, closing, check, happy client. That's going to be the cycle, okay? Very easy to understand. Now, the power of having systems, okay? Implemented systems, not just systems. Have you ever heard of this, the little saying that goes, knowledge is power? Everybody heard of this? Now, knowledge is power when you what? When you don't apply it, knowledge is just what? Knowledge. Systems are the same. I could have created the best system for these girls, but if they didn't apply it, would it do any good? Nothing. So, why do I want to show you guys this? Here's the example. In July, and this is not because they're not capable or because, no, this is just because the volume came in. Remember what I told you guys about leads? If we had 200 leads coming in a month, how cool would that be for you guys? Be awesome, right? But right now, for those of you that have no idea what to do, it would be a disaster for you as a company, for everyone, right? So the problem, it was a good problem. They had too much business. They didn't have enough time to get organized. So I sat down with Pat from Hudson. I said, listen, I'm going to take care of this, the system creation. Okay, let me help you with that. You know, you're good. Those of you guys that have to go, because I know we're a little past 12, where we should be done in a few minutes. Get going. But July, they had $89,000 in sales. Okay, now this means what? About 3 or 4 deals? 3 or 4 deals, right? Which is a decent month, okay? Now, August, we started just kind of telling a little bit about the systems, but didn't have the whole thing completed. They had $155,000 in sales. Is that a big difference? Now we started talking about it. We didn't have systems implemented yet. This is August. September, we closed $334,000. Systems were implemented. Not even 100%, but starting it. But they were completely created. Now, would you like to go from $1 million to $2 million to $3 million in sales? Just follow the system. It's not that hard, right? It's just you have to do a little bit every day and you get the results. So I'm very excited. I'm very proud of them as well. Thank you very much, all of you, all 3 of you. So the power of having systems, right? We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just want to follow it. Simple as that. You like the bike? So don't try to reinvent it. I want to thank you guys, like I said, for your feedback with Paco this week. And those of you that haven't sat down with him, just please do as soon as possible because I need to have all of the feedback before we move forward with anything else that we got going on. So a couple of things moving forward. Every transaction closed, paperwork and check goes to Diogo Passos now. It doesn't go to Juan anymore. Everybody clear? Juan is going to be, most of the time, he's not going to be in the office. Diogo is going to be here all the time. And he's our finance director. So we want to make sure that he gets the information. He's going to go through the folder with you. He's going to make sure everything is right. He authorizes Denise. Denise cuts the check. Simple enough? All right. So checks will be cut on Tuesday and Thursday only by him or Denise after the check clears. No exceptions. Okay? So if you give them the check clears, they'll cut the check. Tuesdays and Thursdays is when you can pick them up. Those are the only days. Okay? Do not deposit the checks directly or leave them with anyone else except Diogo Passos or Denise. If there is obviously an emergency, you let us know and we'll figure that out. But we've been having issues, and that's the reason I want to bring this up. The new communities, recruiting new partners, monthly numbers will still be dealt by Juan. The monthly dream events, Monday trainings, expos, and any other event that will be coordinated by Sandina to make sure that they're up to standards. We've been having way too many problems with people doing this and then people doing completely different. We don't want that anymore. We want to everything standard. All right. Renato and myself are almost done with the 12-week program that I told you guys about for new and current realtors to take advantage of. If you're a current realtor, you've been here for a while, but you want to start from the beginning again, you're more than welcome. We're going to take you every step of the way as well. If you have any suggestions on educational program and classes, make sure that you get them to Renato or myself. But as I said, Renato's our educational director. Send him an email. Him and I will get together and make it happen for you guys. Step-by-step by sales process for the realtors, like the girls have it as well. It's almost done. You guys should have it within a week or so. And I'm going to do a training on a Monday as well to teach you how we're going to implement that. Monday trainings are going to be run by Paco, myself, and Renato. And Paco will get with all the agents once every 2 weeks and new agents once per week for accountability. Just make sure that everybody's on the same page. All right? I believe there's only 3 left. When Juan sends out the email, I already talked to you guys about the numbers. Make sure that you send him an email with the update. Also, this presentation is in your folder. So if you have to go back and revise it or do anything, it's still there for you. When sends out an email asking you to RSVP, please do. We had 14 people yesterday. They had RSVP. I started texting. We got another 12. So just reply to the person that Juan said on the email. Reply to Sandy to make sure that we know how many people are coming. When info emails are sent out, read them. We already talked about this as well. No clients will be seen by Dream Solutions or Dream Designs with an appointment. Some exceptions apply. Do you guys understand why they can't see clients without appointments? Because they can't focus and they're seeing other clients. So obviously there are exceptions to the rule, but call them up, say, listen, can you? If you can, just set up a time with them. Don't show up with the client because it's not going to look good. If they say, listen, we can't because I'm dealing with the client, or even if the client is in Brazil and they're just talking to them over the phone. So I want to make sure you guys all work with them with this. Work with your team and the people around you. They're here to help you. Believe it. And we're adding more and more support for you guys, for our team. So make sure to use it. I want to find out what your next step is. You know what the worst thing between you right now and great, maybe where you're at, is the good. You know, we want to find out, and this is one thing that Paco's been leading. Look at the smile on his face. I know he doesn't like this. This is the one thing that's been leading with you guys. Every time he's getting the feedback, is this really gets in the way. Being good. We're not about being good. We want to be great. Like I said, it's not just about getting the money in the end of the day. It's about getting the client testimonial or getting them to refer you more business, right? I want you to know your why. It does. Listen, you can do any job in the world, but if you don't have a reason for doing this, then it's not going to drive you as much as it should. I hope every single one of you want to have the numbers like, Umberto has, Renato has, Bruno, and all the other guys that have been reaching high numbers. I hope all of you want to do that because that's where we're going. And I guarantee we can make it happen. So thank you guys for your time. Sorry we passed a little bit of time, but I think we're good to go. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. And let's celebrate. Just one thing. Carlos Bonilla yesterday actually gave me this, sent me this on an email. And this is the feedback I was telling you that I'm getting from attorneys. So make sure that your clients know this. Okay, you guys have it. You can just pass it around. And he said here are 9 steps that every single real estate should be talking to the clients about, real estate agent, about the transaction, so we don't get into any trouble. So make sure that we're good. Got anything, Juan? Okay, yeah. So for the birthdays, we're going to be doing it once a month, not once every 3 quarters. Once again, we're doing every 3 quarters just because there's too much stuff going on. Now it's going to be on a monthly basis, okay? And so let's go out there and let's have some fun and grab some food. And thank you.